10 Rarest muscle cars of all time. Hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll discuss and review the 10 rarest muscle cars ever made. Number 10. 1963 Chevrolet Impala Z11. The Chevrolet Impala was launched in 1958 but became a track monster of the 60s. As the decade started, the drag racing wars continued to escalate. GM made more efforts to win. Lighter cars and bigger engines were the solution to governing the races, so Chevrolet introduced the Impala Z11. The 1963 Chevrolet Impala Z11 was outfitted without heaters, radios, sound deadening insulation, and other non-essential items. It was equipped with a 7.0-liter V8 engine producing 430 horsepower and 575 pound-feet of torque. The engine was upgraded with a cowl induction air intake system, a two-piece aluminum intake manifold, and a revised compression ratio. The upgraded Impala Z11 engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, enabling it to move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds and reach 124 miles per hour. Besides the reduced weight, GM equipped the Impala Z11 with a streamlined body, reducing drag. The unique cowl induction hood scoop also channeled cooler air directly into the engine bay, improving engine performance and efficiency. The car often featured a slightly lowered stance compared to the standard Impala, which enhanced the vehicle's stability. Number 9. 1966 Ford Fairlane 500 R Code. Ford needed to race the Fairlane in NASCAR, and NASCAR rules needed all racing cars entered to have production-spec road-going versions. Ford made the necessary adjustments for the Fairlane 500 R Code to enter the muscle car territory in 1966. Ford equipped a race-ready 7.0-liter V8 engine with track performance as the primary goal. The engine produced 425 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, ranking as the most potent Ford engine of the time. It was then mated to a 4-speed top-loader transmission, which enabled it to pull from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds and reach a top speed of 153 miles per hour. The 500 R Code's body shape was relatively sleek and aerodynamic for its time. The smooth lines and fastback roofline helped reduce aerodynamic drag, enhancing the car's performance at high speed. Number 8. 1967 Dodge Corvette WO23. General Motors and Ford weren't the only car makers selling factory-prepped race cars in the 1960s. Mopar was in the horsepower war, and in 1967 it released a road-legal dragster. The Dodge Corvette WO23 had its battery moved to the trunk to improve the weight distribution. This enabled the car to take off easily during the racetracks and allowed space for better engine cooling up front. To reduce weight, some features like the radio, heater, speakers, all-body insulation, interior carpets, and hubcaps were not included. Many of these models also came without the rear seat. The WO23 featured a stripped-down race-focused design that reduced aerodynamic drag. Compared to other vehicles of the era, the car windows were relatively flush with the bodywork, reducing air turbulence around the edges. The front end was relatively simple and flat, but with a hood scoop. The design was more about minimizing the frontal area to reduce drag. The WO23 was equipped with a mighty 7.0-liter Hemi V8, also known as the Elephant engine. The Hemi was the most popular engine among Mopars in the decade, producing 425 horsepower and 511 pound-feet of torque. The car could pull from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds and reach a top speed of 123 miles per hour. Number 7. 1967 Shelby Cobra Super Snake. Carroll Shelby's reputation for delivering exceptional performance cars has been unquestionable since the 60s. The 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 Super Snake stood as an automotive legend, representing the pinnacle of performance and rarity. Under the hood was a 7.0-liter V8 engine with dual Paxton superchargers. The engine produced an astounding 825 horsepower and 462 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, enabling the car to pull from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds and reach a top speed of 200 miles per hour. The Super Snake was one of the most aerodynamically improved cars at the time. Its body was originally based on the AC Ace, a lightweight British sports car. The design focused on simplicity and performance with a sleek, low-profile shape. Carroll designed just 2 cars, one for himself and the other for his close friend, comedian Bill Cosby. Cosby found the car too difficult to control, an experience he recounted on his stand-up comedy bit, claiming he hit speeds of 200 miles per hour, so he ultimately returned the car to Shelby. Number 6. 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 Super Snake. In the mid-60s, Ford introduced the Mustang, and Carroll Shelby started rolling out beefed-up versions of the pony car. By 1967, Shelby had rolled out the GT350, a lightweight track-prepped model, and the GT500 featuring a larger V8 engine and more of a road-going monster. The 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 Super Snake was built as a special GT500 for Goodyear to help promote a new line of tires. So Carroll dropped a 7.0-liter V8 engine from the Ford GT40 race car and created the Super Snake. The engine produced 520 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. The Shelby Mustang GT500 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 170 miles per hour with the engine mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. The sloping front end and fastback roofline also helped reduce drag, making the car more aggressive. What made Shelby design only one unit? Originally, he had planned on building 50 examples, but the project was shelved when Ford discovered it would cost twice as much as the normal GT500. Are you ready for our top 5 rarest muscle cars of all time? Be sure to like and subscribe for more automotive content like this. Number 5. 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. Corvette has represented the absolute pinnacle of GM engineering and design prowess since 1953. GM consistently improved the Corvette models through the year 1967, when Chevrolet pushed the limits with the L88 package. The most powerful model produced and equipped with the L88 engine was the 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. Chevrolet redesigned the Corvette in 1968 and made it a meaner-looking car with a Coke bottle shape, which was becoming popular then. The muscle car boasts a 7.0-liter V8 engine that produces 430 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. It was rumored to produce more than 500 horsepower. The engine is mated to a 3-speed automatic transmission, which enables the car to move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds. The ZL1 option was expensive, and only 3 cars were sold to the public. Number 4. 1970 Dodge Corvette RT426 Hemi convertible. The Dodge Corvette RT would return in 1965 as a fairly tame-looking sedan based on the prolific Chrysler B-body platform. Things got more interesting as the 1970 Dodge Corvette RT426 Hemi convertible was produced as the decade ended. The car was equipped with a 7.0-liter Hemi V8 engine, which delivered 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, enabling the car to move from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.1 seconds. Number 3. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle 454 SS LS6. The 1970 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 model was the highest-powered Chevelle manufactured in the model's lifetime. Under the hood was a monstrous 7.4-liter V8 engine producing a jaw-dropping 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. Like many muscle cars of the time, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle 454 SS LS6 had an underrated power rating. It was rumored to produce 500 horsepower. The model is the only production GM car with a higher horsepower rating than the Corvette. Therefore, it's considered an iconic American muscle car that epitomizes power and performance. Mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, the LS6 engine was a true powerhouse, capable of propelling the Chevelle SS from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds. The car also featured a heavy-duty suspension and braking system, ensuring exceptional handling and stopping power. Number 2. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. The Plymouth Barracuda was first launched in 1964, but was overshadowed by the meteoric rise of the Mustang, which was introduced just weeks after. The Cuda took the back positions until 1970, when it got a Hemi powertrain. The 7.0-liter Hemi V8 engine produced a tasty 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission that helped accelerate the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.6 seconds. Combining power, craftsmanship, and open-top exhilaration, the Cuda convertible became the best muscle car of the 70s. The aggressive lines and bold grille make the Hemi Cuda convertible a beast even by viewing it at a standstill. Number 1. 1971 Pontiac GTO Judge convertible. There were numerous examples of sedate mid-sized cars with hot engines, but the GTO established the exact formula for a true muscle car. The convertible had enough punch under the hood and the most aggressive look of all time. Proof is a host of car makers rushed to package their versions of it, thus acknowledging that there was a unique automotive sector upon the release of the GTO Judge convertible. The 1971 convertible received Pontiac's most powerful engine, a 7.5-liter V8 rated 335 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It was made into a standard 3-speed manual transmission that helped accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds. Only 357 units were produced, 17 of which were convertibles. So which of these 10 rarest muscle cars is your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to click the like button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we release new content. Thanks for watching.